Hello.
Hello, Kevin.
How
Can
old
you
are
hear
you?
me?
Hi. What's your first name?
It's Latoya.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Okay. What do you got for me?
Well, okay. So from my understanding, men really don't get to the peak of their success until they're about in their 40s.
Okay.
And from what I've, learned so far, it looks like, the 18, 24, 25 bracket.
What's the disagreement?
That's my district. Well, my thing is women really are not looking for men in their 40s.
Too bad. If
Um,
you want a man who's making a lot of money, that's what you better look.
well, that's the thing, right? Where
No.
the average 25-year-old or 22-year-old is not looking at a 45-year-old man.
Hold on. This is another one of these misnomers. What do you might not be, but if you're looking for resources and a man who's able to pay the bills to where you don't have to work, you, how is a man supposed to do that in his 20s legally?
No, I get that. I do agree with that. I do completely understand you.
So, if that's what you want as a woman, what do women who want that do?
Well, that's the thing, right? They really don't give them that type of time.
No, no,
And
no,
then
no,
those
no, no, no,
guys,
no, 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 no. There's an answer. You just skipped over it. I have women who've come onto this show. See, we don't in the black community, we frown on age gap dating. We call it all kind of stupid shit.
right,
We talk about when somebody's 10, 15 years old is robbing the cradle. And the black community has some of the most destructive attitudes towards relationships of all. When
right,
other races are perfectly fine with 10, 15 years, because especially if you go into South America, especially if you switch cultures, they don't even tend to look at men under 40 seriously. So saying that women in their 20s aren't looking for guys in their 40s, uh, that's in our culture because we don't know how to do stuff.
okay. Well, that's the thing, right? And then we don't know how to do stuff. I agree with you, but then these guys, date these young girls, then they come to you. Me,
Become
I'm
what?
31,
Hold on, hold on, hold
and
on. These guys date these young girls and then what?
and then I guess it's unsuccessful on that end. So they begin to date me, and I'm asking them about their
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
history
whoa, whoa. I can't just let you make that assumption. These guys date these young girls and then it becomes unsuccessful.
according
Wait,
to him. At least that's
okay,
the one side of the story that I received.
okay, no, ma'am. You're talking about your personal experience,
Okay.
but you're making it seem like it's everybody or for and the majority. Please make the distinction. See, we're very imprecise about how we talk about things. You're dating a man who dated a younger woman and he came to you. Okay.
Well, it's not just that. It was just the experience that he
I,
has told me as to dating that 22-year-old and 23-year-old, and then they come to you and they're down and seem to be, that's my thing. It's like
no, I don't know. I really don't. Because I don't know what you think you're telling me.
they're jaded. By the time they're done with 22-year-old and
No.
23-year-old and
No.
they're not
See, so
happy.
here's a theory. This is the here is an older man dating a younger woman and it doesn't work and he gets jaded. Ma'am.
Okay, well, that's my personal experience. That's
Exactly,
the
but that's
actually
not
was
but
my disagreement.
okay. This is why I said we got a lot of bad wiring in the black community. And the reason you hear this stuff is women, especially older women, put this stuff out. They put it out because one, they don't want to have to compete against younger women. Ladies, like I've told you, if you don't want to have to work, you need to have a man who has the resources. Either you're gonna, if you want to date a man around your age, then you're gonna have to do the whole building thing, and you guys are gonna have to rough it until he gets to 40. But many women don't want to do that. You want him already to be productive, competitive, successful. Well, then you're not going to get someone who's your age. So I can't deal with all these war stories and horror stories about, especially when they have no details. It's just more, and no offense, but that kind of stuff comes off as like talking points and propaganda. So basically, the same thing is here's the sentiment that's always out there. Don't date a younger woman if you're an older man. Date an older woman because it'll end up bad and you'll be jaded. Men aren't listening to that. All right, what's your disagreement? Hello, unmute yourself. Lex. Go. Hello.
Hi,
Your first name?
Alexis.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Are you in the right call? Do women gain value with age, with time?
Yes, I do believe women gain value with age and time. I
Okay.
don't agree with.
Okay. You're 24. I don't really care about your opinion. No offense, but at 24, not for you. And I'm gonna tell you why I hung up on her. Because I'm going to listen to a 24-year-old woman tell me what older women and people have told her. And we're going to deal with this on Friday. This is why so many young women are so angry. A lot of older women tell young women a bunch of BS about how the world works. Go on to Hulu and watch Mrs. America. Betty Verdant, Phyllis Schlafly. There's no way a 24, 23, 22-year-old woman with very small relationship history should even be concerned about a phone call, a video like this, much less to feel like they need to participate and be heard. No sense to me, but I mean, what a 24-year-old is going to give us in this conversation was going to be nothing of real true value. There's no way at 24. No different than if I had a 24-year-old young man talking about high value men. You can't really tell me anything. Let's do this. Unmute yourself with your thumb over your camera. Celeste going once. Celeste going twice. Celeste going third time. And she's gone. All right. Regina, you're up next. I'm a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
Yeah. Go ahead. Unmute yourself. Really? Yeah. That's why I took you off. Danielle. D to the Izzo. Danielle, unmute yourself. All right. Danielle's not paying attention. I'll try one more time, Regina. You have to get your microphone right or else we got to go. Unmute yourself. Regina going once. Regina going twice. Dang, Regina. Gina's gone. So, yeah, guys. Older, do you gain value with time? And the answer is yes, to your mate, but not to the market. You don't gain value to the mate. I mean, to the market. You do gain value to your mate. But if you don't have a mate, you don't gain value in the market. Who said they had a question? Okay. All right. So let me do this too. Carrie, unmute yourself.
Hi, Kevin.
Hello. How old are you?
I'm 29, so definitely not 24.
Nah. What do you got for me?
Yeah, so I have a quick question. So I'm a PhD student, I know,
Okay.
and I study psychology, actually.
Oh, Lord.
So
Okay.
yeah, so my reasoning for being, against young marriages is actually backed by a lot of the
Oh,
statistics.
yeah. Okay. Hold on. Do you want to marry?
Yeah, eventually.
Okay. I don't mind you having your opinion on it, but if you're going to sit here and try to give all the numbers as to why earlier marriage is not good, we've already had this conversation. I already had it. And yes, there's stats out there for extremely young marriage. I'm not saying get married at 18, but damn sure you don't wait till you're 40. It's not even reasonable, Carrie, because biologically, do you want to have children?
Yeah, for sure.
But then what? Okay, then here's the thing. How recent is this picture of you?
Oh, it's now 29.
Okay, so how many children would you like to have?
Whatever God gives me, maybe one, two.
How many? Give me a number. Two. So about at what age what age would you recommend a woman who wants two children? What's the latest age she should marry?
I wouldn't say latest. I don't know about the latest age,
That's
but
what
I
I'm
know,
asking you.
well, you definitely shouldn't have one in your 50s or mid 40s.
You still didn't answer the question.
Anything prior to mid 40s, I would say.
Okay, this is why I didn't let her go off on these stats. Again, see how I simply asked the question? What is the latest age? And she said, and she gave me a range. See, theory is great, but people who without any real practical relationship knowledge do a lot of damage as well too, because they can give you stats and theory and it sounds real convincing. When you start asking specifics, it comes to God and time frames. Yeah. No thanks.
I'm a PhD.
That's why I put psych chicks up there. That's why I put psych chicks. Well, not I. That's why the guys that these women are talking about, doctors, attorneys, psychiatrists, psych chicks, military, police, massage therapists, actresses, hairstylists, anything bohemian, and nurses. That is the target rich environment of the things that most of these guys say, no, thank you. You can't make this shit up. When people think I just making stuff up, just be talking, no. It's based in a lot.
Yeah, you should have a child before you're like 50. Before you're 50. Because the psychology is settled on young marriage. But before you're 50, forget the fact that you have powdered eggs and the fact that you're probably trying to take hormone injections and all kind of stuff. But as long as before you're 50, that's what the data says. 50, 50, 50.
French toast out of here. Let me go to read some super chats real quick because this is kind of fun.
Long you do it before you're 50. Just before you're 50. You gotta get her done at 50 because, 45 is still a baby. 45, you still got a lot of growing to do. 45, 42, I mean, Jesus Christ, you're still on formula. But, by the time you get like to 48, you should be walking by now. And by 50, you really should be ready to, have that first child. So by the time it hit 18, you'll be post-retirement. And, hey, way to go. Your child could get your Social Security if you start after 50. Matter of fact, this is probably a sound psychological and financial strategy. So Abraham and Sarah, they were kind of onto something, according to the data. Oh, you can't make this shit up. Letitia, Natasha, how are you? Go ahead, unmute yourself.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, you gonna have kids before you're 50?
Well, I will. You know what? I'm the type of woman that I would like to, but I'm not pressed, if that makes sense.
So what do you have on the topic? Do women gain value with time?
It all depends on the woman, to be honest. It all depends on the moment. It all depends on where she's at in life. To me,
shout out to King Ike.
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will
not. Can you hear me?
Now I can. You said it all depends on the woman and
yeah, and where she's at in life, and okay. Also,
But I gotta ask you, Latasha, how old are you?
I will be 42 this year.
All right. How are men in general supposed to make market decisions upon, individual or specific random women like that?
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to pause the YouTube. Can you please repeat that? How are men supposed to do what?
Yeah. So when I ask a specific question, women like you give me the answer. Well, it depends on the specific woman. Yeah, but we're talking about in general.
Okay.
When women give answers like that, it's like deflection. It's like you don't want to answer the true question. Do women gain value with time?
I believe that they do.
Okay, in what ways?
Like I said, that's they should gain value as far as their wisdom, their intellect. That's all regarding their mindset. They should gain value as far as their finances. Depending on, what career field they're in. And even if they're not in a specific career field, just the fact that as they age, they should become wiser in all areas of their life. So, of course, they should gain value.
Okay. Do you have any children?
And I do not.
Have you ever been married?
I have not.
All right. When men are deciding to pick wives, where does wisdom rank on the chart?
From a man's perspective?
Well, those are the only ones we're concerned about, ma'am.
Okay, so
where does wisdom rank? Because where does it rank?
If you want me to answer that from a male's perspective,
no, ma'am. I want you to answer it from a man's perspective. We're talking about marriage, unless you're talking about marrying a woman.
Oh, no. So then where a woman should rank as far as her physical...
No. I asked the question, do women gain value over time? You said yes. And I said, in what ways? And you started to proceed to tell me they gain value because of their wisdom, their experience, and their money. And I said, where do men rank wisdom when they're picking a woman?
They rank wisdom at... I don't even know how to really answer that question, to be honest.
Well, yes, you do. You just don't want to. You've been on this planet 42 years.
Okay,
tell me when Playboy magazine came out, how often do they have the real book smart, educated girl on there? When you watch adult films, tell me how they read hot encyclopedias in philosophy. Come on, ma'am. You just said a woman gets more valuable with time because she's wiser, and we associate wisdom with age, but that's not what men pick in a woman.
But guess what? I
No,
also
no.
said
Guess
it
what?
all
No.
depends.
Guess what? You haven't answered my question yet, so we're not going to move the goalpost. Where do they rank wisdom?
I don't know. Tell
You
me.
said it. No. You said it. You're 42. You're a grown woman. You said it with conviction. Then you tell me, since this is what you say men pick, then tell us where it ranks.
I'm maybe what it is I'm not clearly understanding your question.
Yeah, you
Maybe
do.
That's what it is.
You clearly understand.
If I
You
just
clearly
told you I
understand.
didn't
You
clearly-
clearly understand that men pick women based on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
What things do men pick women on?
Their physical attributes. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
That's like number one.
So does a woman's physical attributes improve over time?
It all depends on the woman.
Oh, I don't want to hear this bullshit. I've already done this again. This is why I'm going to bid you a good night because I've already said.
I just said I can only speak for myself.
Yeah, and this is why I don't. This is why older women, because I've already said, man, we got to stick to the general. But again, here comes the deflection. If this is what you're going to do, again, if this is what you're going to do, man, just leave.
I'm not deflecting, and I can't leave. I mean, it's not a big deal.
You can leave. No. Check. I was trying to be nice.
And I am too. I'm just trying to answer your questions.
Okay, ma'am. Then where do men rank? Does a woman's body looks improve with age?
Yes and no.
And tell me what your husband thinks about that.
I just said I wasn't married.
And you,
I say yes and
you
no.
won't be. And you actually won't be.
And I can elaborate that.
No, you won't be. No, you won't. No, you won't. No, you really won't because. Think being difficult makes you smart.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Spotlight News. Let's give some respect to the fallen legend Papa Kevin Samuels for his work he has done. He has helped really in the black society to improve black men and black women. So he has helped a lot in improving the society and other so on and other stuff. So guys, let's give some respect to the fallen legend for his work he has done, and may his name be remembered forever, and may he be praised forever. Let's keep on promoting his work so that it doesn't just end like that. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. That's Spotlight News for your own checkouts, your trending news, your number one stop channel. We react about love, divorce, marriage, friendship, besties. Guys, there is this so-called bestie stuff which I'm seeing around. My dear, a little advice before you choose a bestie. There is this saying says, someone you've seen when you've grown, they can turn to a toxic person. This is especially in ladies and girls. I have my bestie to the extent you can't live even a click of yourself to yourself. You end up telling your bestie everything upon you, everything that navigates upon you. My dear, let's stand up and fight this bestie stuff. It's not a good idea. You can have a friend, but you can make your husband or wife a best friend. Because this stuff of girls and girls being besties, I've seen a lot this side cry, my bestie did this to me. At the end of the day, you find besties stealing people's husbands. Your bestie steals your man, then you come back to the street and cry for us. We are not going to sit and just watch that. So guys, I think let's be mature enough. I've seen it, besties disappointing the other one, besties destroying the other one, besties destroying their friends, besties doing a lot of stuff to their friends. But this bestie stuff, it just comes from you after choosing that person to be your bestie. So guys, as today we are going to look at this. I'm a PhD. I'm a PhD. So we are going to look at this. I'm a PhD. Everything she says, I'm a PhD. Everything she says, I'm a PhD. Everything she says, I'm a PhD. But ladies, like, it's like someone calls in just to say, I'm a PhD. So what? You may say, I'm a PhD, you own a PhD, but you have no sense. I'm sorry to use that. Someone comes in, instead of listening, you're just yapping around. Like, you don't even let the owner of the show speak out what they are really telling you, because you think you're class above, because you think you're what you are, because you think you really made it in life, because you think a PhD is something big. Yeah, it's big. But if you don't have this common sense, it's nothing, because a lot of them have own PhDs, but at the end of the day, you find them seated home with their PhDs, and they don't want to work. They feel like having those papers, it's enough. My dear, it's not enough. And societies are changing, because gone are the days men you could start and work for them ladies, but this time, even when you're young or old, you have to stand and work for yourself. You have to stand and work for yourself. You have to work. Even a man will first look into the person you're saying, yeah, I'm this. If you can't stand and work for yourself, how do that person going to stand for you? So let's end this nonsense of coming and you talk a lot of useless stuff because you think you're a PhD. And yeah, you should, when at times what amuses me, when they ask them, what are you suggesting? And someone doesn't know what they are really suggesting. So guys, let's keep on watching the videos and let's keep on liking. So as a motto, let's talk about charity. Let's, guys, learn how to help others. If you're there and you have some food, clothes, shoes, what, you can donate them to someone. People are there with special needs, street kids, and they need help. If you can help, well and good. May God will bless you. In any, a little thing you share with someone, or little word, you can help without giving, but even a little word you share with someone, they can help that person bring back their life. Because a lot of people are losing hope, but you never know, your word may change that person in one way or the other. So my suggestion is, if you have a little, maybe food, maybe clothes, maybe shoes, anything, help those who are in need, because there are a lot of street kids out there suffering. If you get a chance of moving around, you will know what I'm really talking about here, guys. So that brings us to the end of today's video. Keep liking and subscribing. May God bless you so much and stay tuned.